Welcome back to State of the Nation. We're still X-raying and analyzing the security situation across the country from the northeast all the way to Zamfara State. It's been mayhem. The Inspector General of Police is already pushing a strong force to try to contain killings and other kidnappings and crime that is being committed within that area. Oladende Ario is still with me in the studios here, but let's conclude on your thoughts
as
about...
I was saying, as much as people want to fight to protect themselves, nobody defines the lines, as in how far should they go, what and what can they do, or what they must not do. That's why you now see another gang of people now coming together to say we are fighting, collectively, and that brings another level of banditry. Okay, it makes things a lot more difficult and complicated because you cannot use evil to counter evil. You understand what I'm saying? So I will expect that the governor of the state should go on here now and disband all such groups while hoping and believing that the police and the military will step up their game and then make sure these things are put to a permanent stop. You know, people are wondering why an army element in Benue State when you have a police that is already there, headed by Fatai Owosheni, the Commissioner of Police there, although he has complained at several points that they don't have that capacity. They don't have that capacity from a peaceful Lagos to
control what the herders are doing there. But if the army is succeeding in Benue State, why not in other places?
I don't think we will say they're not winning in other places. Remember that they've been fighting Boko Haram now for about 10 years, ceaselessly. So many lives have been lost, of officers and men. Remember that? And at different times in those periods, they've been drafted to different flashpoints to quell one riot or the other, where the police is found to be incapable. Okay? Now, in Benue State, if they have to be drafted to achieve results, well, so be it.
When will that narrative change? That the police, Nigerian police, is incapable, doesn't have the capacity to do... When will we have that narrative changed?
You see, I'll take you back to the beginning of creation. Cain killed Abel mindlessly, okay, over what was next to nothing. In the same vein, King David, because he wanted to snatch over his wife, wasted the man's life at the battlefront. So in the same way, for as long as humanity exists, we will continue to have criminal elements exercising their intents to wreak havoc. Okay? All I can assure you is that the police today are conscious of their responsibility as given them by the of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And they also know that they were hired, trained, and groomed to ensure peace and security. That being the #1 goal of any government anyway, before they can end legitimacy. So I would believe that government will be doing a lot more for the police in terms of arms, ammunition, training, and what have you, whereby they can begin to do a lot better than what they're doing now. But still, I'll give them good hopes.
Mr. President has just returned from the United States after a stopover in London, of course, and he did meet with the U.S. President, Mr. Trump, but the culmination of that meeting would at some point arrive to the delivery of the 12 Super Tucano aircrafts to fight insurgency. That were paid for, yes. Right. We're expecting them sometimes in 2020, right. In the year 2020. But what happens in the interim?
You see, when I read the report, I was really bothered because the demand or the need for those fighter jets have always been there over the time. But for whatever reasons known to them, the U.S. government refused to flow with Nigeria. Now that they decided to flow with us, unfortunately, those jets are not things you can pick from the shelf. It's not bread, okay? It's not television. They're usually produced to specifications. So we will have to wait. And while we are waiting, as I said, they will still maximize the use of whatever they have on ground because it's very important they maintain peace. It's we cannot afford to continue in the subsisting acrimony. There can never be growth or development in such a situation.
Just before he went to the U.S., he did stop at, did some projects in Bauchi State. One of such projects is the Air Force Base there. How strategic do you think that Air Force Base is in Bauchi State, being part of the northeast region that is under this insurgency attack?
Within the military context, they must have looked at the architecture that they're running with, and then maybe there's a lapse somewhere, and they felt Bauchi has to be beefed up by way of a base whereby they can complement whatever they have on ground. To that extent, we can't fault them because what they know or the information they have, which led to that decision, you and I don't have it. So let's give it to them.
When you think about that, also, people are really concerned because when you have an Air Force base, a lot of activities will begin to happen within that state, especially when you look at Bauchi State on its own. But if we have that kind of situation where activities begin to sprout out, especially militarily, what do you think the people should, how should the people begin to think about this, to position themselves?
Well, again, I'll go back to my regular recommendation. We still don't understand the need for mass enlightenment in Nigeria. In all of these things, I would have thought that ahead of their arrival in that place, the people in the state should have been enlightened. There should have been mass mobilization to let them know why they have to come there and what the people have to do, either to support them or to give them the space to operate. Otherwise, it will bring out a reason for apprehension. Okay, because you begin to wonder, oh, are we safe in this place? Or they are coming. Does it reflect that we are not safe? And we don't need to be, helped with this Air Force base in this place. So it's still not there. They can still do it anyway. They have local TV and radio station, and they can still use the local information people. Let them go to town and enlighten the people why they have done this. That way, the people will be willing to cooperate and support them. They cannot come from wherever and think they can achieve results if they don't have the natives collaborating and supporting them. That's my thinking anyway.
What are your views, though, to this war against insurgency in the Northeast? Well, Boko Haram, the government says, has been largely defeated, or should I say now degraded. No. But we still have those pockets of attacks. As a matter of fact, we've had more recently than...
Well, you say pockets. You are being nice. I won't call it pocket. Because
going by those
over 40 people dead. A single attack in a day, in a single place, in Mubi. Precisely, left a large crowd dead and about 64 people again wounded.
Let me get the thoughts of the theatre commander, Operation Lafia Dole, Brigadier General Rogers Nicholas. I want to thank you so much indeed for coming on the show at this time. We've been trying to reach you for a while now. But tell us, you have talked about a strategy that you hope will work in the Northeast, where you believe that for Boko Haram members trying to launch attacks, they go through some villages, and as such, you feel that equipping those locals is one good step in your strategy. Tell us more about that. Okay, it seems we have lost that connection, but not to worry. As soon as we get him back, hopefully before the program ends, we will have him back. But if you look at the Northeast very critically, are we really winning this war?
No, we're not. We've said this before. The government has to change the narrative. They really have to come and let us know that things are not what they should be or what they said it is. If we say they have been annihilated, they've been routed, okay, I don't expect them to say have any quality measure of presence in Sambisa Forest from where they usually mass out to attack the natives. Yes, we are not fighting a conventional war with Boko Haram. We agree on that. But the rate at which they are now hitting what generally is called soft targets in security practice, it's no longer acceptable. Okay? Mubi was a bad example. It pained me when I read the report and I was like, how possible? Unfortunately, one happened. They were still trying to rescue people there. Before they could do anything, another one happened. As we are talking now, you and I don't know. Perhaps others are still happening. Government have to step up their games. They must buy the conscience of the natives. You said it now that they pass through some villages. Those people, they see them. Do they have the machinery or the rapport with the government forces whereby they can connect, report, and inform them that, look, we've seen them passing this way, and then they can go after them.
Filling up all the links.
Exactly.
I want to thank you so much indeed, Oladende Ariyo, security expert, for talking to us on State of the Nation. And for everyone else who has been part of the show, thank you so much indeed for watching. I am Gimba Umar, and this is State of the Nation. Bye for now.